it's Miranda here at Sunshine and Grace, where I make beautiful things for life sown in sunshine and grown in grace. Today we are going to revisit an older project that we did years ago. Like literally years ago. And somebody had asked about, in one of the groups I'm in, somebody had asked a question, and in trying to answer their question, I came across the video where I had made these in the past, and I was like, ooh, I remember those. They were super cute. So I was like, I need to go through my scrap box and find some scraps to make some more. You'll need like some pieces of 8, little scraps, that kind of thing. Clusters, flowers, whatever you want. I'm grabbing some boxes of pieces of 8 and bling. That's not the pieces of 8. Where's the pieces of 8? Okay. And you probably want like some just regular small pieces of lace. I just happen to have a handful of lace that some stuff from Happy Mail and where I went to Helping Hands the other day. So I've got lace on my desk. So I'm not really going to drag any of it out. There happens to be a couple flowers over there, so that'll give us something to work with. I've got some things up here, and if I need to grab flowers, they're just behind me. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a rectangle. You want it to be longer than it is wide. You know, like you want it to be kind of, when you fold it in half, which is what we're getting ready to do, what we just did, you want it to be like a longish rectangle, kind of like a hot dog bun shape, reminiscent of that. I would suggest a bone folder here. Just bone folder that puppy. And then we're going to round the corners where we folded it. Not the top corners, the bottom corners where you folded it. Your open corners. Like that. Boom. Ooh, love that paper. Okay, we're going to use some ink. I am using Vintage Photo today. Hang on, I got to move stickers. Stickers are something you should have on hand too, because you can use them to decorate. I'm going for very vintage shabby chic here, so not super a lot of stuff, just the basics. And we are just going to ink this puppy up, just like this. You know me, I like to show you one really quickly, and then we move into doing more of them. If you want to ink the back, you can. It's not necessarily going to show, okay? Because it's going to be, usually I glue them and make a tuck spot. So I'll glue them by the bottom and tuck stuff in. But because sometimes when you're putting something in, you might see it, I usually do ink that top. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes, peeps, I just do whatever. Okay, so I picked the prettier side of this to be the front. That side's pretty, but there's no like defining point, and it's upside down. So if I do this side, you get the women there. Okay, now what we want to do is hunt a piece of lace. I think this looks pretty with that because it kind of matches. So we're just going to take and cut it to size. And lay it to the side. I think it's a little clean, shall we say. So let's grunge it to give it that grungy look. If you hear a weird meh, that is my dehydrator going with some mushrooms in there. That looks better already. Now we're going to open it up. And you can use hot glue if you want. I do have it here. I do not have it plugged in. I'm going to fold that up. But it is sitting there beside me. I gotta move that over a little bit. Okay. I'm going to use what is left of my Fabri-Tac. I need to order some more, y'all. Seriously, I do. And I'm just going to run, because I'm using lace on here, I'm just going to run a little edge right there. Close it back up. I am going to take and put that lace in there. And I'm putting it a little ways in because I don't want that solid edge to show. I like a clean edge. Okay. And then I made sure that I liked it. And now I'm just going to put a little bit more glue on there and glue it shut. Drop my glue back up there so it stays good. Okay. Because that's basically it. Okay. Wasn't that hard? I mean, seriously, this one's hard, ain't it? It's like, yeah. that is your base thing. If you just want to do them to this point, you could stop. You know me, I ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna decorate this one. I'm gonna grab me some cheesecloth. Oh, I already have cheesecloth. Never mind. I have cheesecloth ribbon. You name it up here. And I've got some of this weird little brown paper that I was using to make another project. I'll show you that in a little bit. Or we'll be doing that another day. I'm going to use it because it adds some cool texture. I'm going to cut a piece of... Ooh, I like that. I'm just making a little cluster to go on it. You could use pre-made clusters. I've got those everywhere. But I don't feel like dragging the box of them out. So I'm just going to do it this way. Okay, and I'm just building some texture with the fibers. Okay. I think I'm going to put the cheesecloth on the bottom because cheesecloth is kind of big and spready. I'm going to put this one on top and the brown is in the middle. And let's grab, I saw this little piece of gold here. I think that would look pretty. So I'm just going to snip me a square of it, a rectangle, whatever shape. And I'm going to put that down on top. And then I'm going to grab my tiny attacher over here, and I'm going to staple all of this. You could staple it right on your thing, but I do not, because I'll show you once that's good and dry why. And then I'm going to put that right there, and I'm going to grab a flower out of one of my flower boxes here. It's a little too bright. I saw some pink ones a while ago. I'm going to use one of those. You didn't hear that fall. It didn't fall. You didn't know that. Come on, where are they? Maybe right here. Yeah, these. I thought one of these might look good. How's that going to look on there? I don't know. Yeah, I think so. And I'll put a little thingy in the middle of it. Okay. So, we're going to take and put a little 3-in-1, beacon, Fabri-Tac, whatever you call it. Put some down. Plop our cluster on there. Let it sit for a second. This flower I know has a little black speck, but that doesn't really matter. Put a little ball of glue in the center. Put the flower on, I think I put it upside, no, it's right. Okay. And then I'm going to grab a flat back pearl in a color I like. I'm thinking maybe one of these. I don't use these a huge amount. No, I don't want that. What about one of these? Yeah. Okay. And then you just use some glue. These are technically have a glue on the back of them, but I can never get it to actually come off and stick. So I always just use a little Fabri-Tac. Or whatever other glue I'm using. Sometimes I use art glitter glue. I just don't use a glue stick. It needs to be something thick. You can use hot glue too. Okay, there we go. That's done. If you want to add a word, why not? Let's add a word. Did you say you wanted me to? Yeah, okay. Got it. Let me find the words. Oh, they're right in front of me. I swung. I was literally sitting something on top of them. Here's words. This is why I keep all this stuff beside my desk, so I can just grab it real quickly. Let's see, what do we have? Not the baby things. I need to work on that again. It was so pretty. We could use happy. I don't like that. If you hear a rumbly, it's my tumbly because it's hungry. And I have not eaten lunch yet. I will go do that as soon as this is done. Okay. I am probably being way too picky with this. Let's just be you. I like that. Don't just be you, though, peeps. Be who you are in Christ, okay? Because if you're you in the flesh, it's just not going to be a good thing. We're going to ink this puppy. And we are going to get our glue stick. Glue stick. Okay. I want to add some of this to this project. So what I'm going to do is, now that everything's together, because I keep seeing that gold and I'm thinking that's not working. So we're just going to take and spread some, this is just eyeliner, y'all. Gold eyeliner from the Dollar Tree. If you can find it, get it. If you can find it, get several, because you will want them. This stuff is like gold. I mean, it's like my favorite stuff for making little embellishments. I use it on all kinds of stuff. Okay, I'm just going to spread it like that. Should have done this before I put the glue or the lace on. Okay, that's fine. This doesn't have to be perfect. This stuff is very forgiving. And so pretty. It's like one of my favorite tricks. I'm trying to remember that I need to stay in this area. I kind of put stuff there to help me remember where I'm at. Keep thinking I'll put like a measuring tape down, but then I tried that and I didn't like it. I thought maybe it was just the measuring tape that I had. So I'm going to get a different one and put it down. It wasn't sticking very well, guys, at all. Okay. So I just put gold around the edge of that. And let that dry for a minute. And we'll come back and put it on there. Isn't that cute, though? I mean, like, already, look at that. That is adorable. We're just going to put that, like, right in there. And it's perfect. I may actually put it up here. Or, I don't know, somewhere. I just think it's pretty. So, while that stuff is all glue drying, it doesn't take long, okay, because it is eyeliner. I'm going to grab one of these other pieces, and I don't think I want to use that because I would want to fold it that way. I don't know. That's kind of cute, don't you think? Okay, let's just fold it. Yeah, let's just go with it. Okay, we're going to bone folder it. I didn't get that folded very good. It doesn't matter. You're not going to see it. There's going to be lace between there. If I start sounding funny, it's because it's spring and my voice will do some weirdness. I want the 13 to show. I love the number 13. That was when our apostle was the 13th apostle. Okay. This one's going to be more of a rustic-y one. So instead of doing like a froofy lace, I am going to use this. And I think instead of gluing it inside, you can do it both ways. I'm going to glue it closed, and then I'm going to glue the lace on the outside. I don't know, though. Let me see. Yeah, it'll go on the inside. Yeah, getting froggy. I'm getting froggy. Okay, so we want to ink. On this one, I'm going to pull walnut stain over. Use it. And yeah, I go back and forth between walnut and vintage photo. Like, they're not different. And so then eventually my inker is just like one shade that's not actually either one. But I like it anyway. And since this one is not as froofy, we're just going to do a tiny clip on the corners. So I'm using the tiny corner punch. I need to empty that. Okay. Empty, inky. Ooh, I like that, you guys. Still love walnut stain. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, let's get our beacon glue. And let's get her glue it. It's probably actually easier to do what I just did and glue both sides before you even stick your little sticky thing in there. And then lay that down. Well, I'm torn. The back side of this, what is currently the back side, has a ruffled edge that is really nice. But this one has the number 13. So I'm going to leave it so that I can use it either way. I think that's way too long, so I'm going to trim it. Okay. Press it down. Set that back up there. Now we have that one done. Let's see. I think this is dry enough to work with. It is. So let's put our Just Be You on there. We're just going to take and run it across the glue stick. Okay, like that. And then that makes it kind of like a sticker. I do think I want it to come right up here. Just Be You. Okay, that one is all done. I love it. It is so freaking cute. It's cute, cute, cute. Okay, I'm going to take, I don't want to do a lot on this one because there's a lot already happening there. But I'm going to take and make a tiny little cluster to kind of just put right there. Actually, I don't think it needs anything at all. I think it actually looks good the way it is. So instead, what we will do is we will take and, we've got those yellow stripes. Let's just bougie those up a little bit with some gold. Maybe not even every single one. Just every other one. See, this, you don't even have to add bulk, peeps. To make something look pretty, you can just do something simple like that. And that is pretty. It's simple. It's got a sheen, but not a lot. Okay, I like that one. Put my glue thing back in. All right. So we've got the idea of how to make them. So we're just going to crank them out. This one was already folded. So I'm just going to fold it back in half. I'm going to snip it. It's small, so I'm going to do small corners. Yeah. It's already got like a softer color to it, so I'm going to use the vintage photo. But now you can see it's kind of got that walnut stain mixed with it, which is actually the color that I totally prefer because I like that kind of mixed look. That little bit of dark, little bit of light. I don't know, it just gives the, it pops. It pops, people. It pops. Okay, there's that. I like this one. It's simple. Okay, I have blue flowers somewhere. That's not them. That's black. That's not them. That's white. I should mark these things, shouldn't I? That's pink. That's gray. There's blue. I think these kind of white with the blue in the middle looks good. That's already got a centerpiece on it. Okay, now we need some lace. I have this little piece. I think that would look cute. Just kind of blingy, or not blingy, but just kind of simple. And cut. I like that this lace is kind of a rugged lace. And I do usually hit it with some ink to knock that white down. Now, I want to show you a trick. Okay. If you have like a nail file, or if you have one of these, a sanding block, you can use that to really rough your lace up, okay? Like you can just kind of hit it a little bit, and your lace goes from looking like you bought it at the dollar store a couple weeks ago to looking like something that you drug out of a box at an estate sale that maybe was on a baby's outfit that got a little too loved. Okay, there we go. Now it looks old, grungy. So let's get our glue and put some down. Now I'm only roughing up and like vintaging one side of the lace because I figure that gives me options on like this one if I decide that I like the other side better once I get it all glued. Ooh, I like that, you guys. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I'm not going to want to switch that, and I'm just going to put that simply on there because that flower is pretty. I do not think it needs much behind it because this one is kind of small, and I'll just put a little glue there. I am so tempted to grab some. I lost it, so never mind. Oh, there it is. A little bit of cheesecloth, just a little bit. You know me, I gotta put something on there to make it a little grungy. Okay, let's just kind of wad that up. Press it in. It looks almost like a flower all by itself. It's so pretty. Put another little gob on there of glue, dot, gob, whatever you want to call it. Stick your flower in. Now, I do realize that I always tend to decorate the right-hand side. I do that on everything, though. It's just like how I am. I guess it's because I use my right hand most. Okay, that one's cute. It's adorable. It's beautiful. Okay, you do not have to have smooth edges. You could use a rough-edged paper. That is why I kept this one out. In which case, you would not... you would just fold it as close to in half as you can. Ink it. And watch the magic happen. And these I usually do leave so that I could flip them inside out. Or not inside out, but so that... No. I'm going to put that long. Yeah. I'll ink both sides, but I don't think you'll see the back. Because I think it'll end up being placed that way. Because that's where I'm going to put my lace. Okay. You don't have to use lace on these, though. Because you've already... They've got like a lacy look to them anyways. But I'm a sucker for it, so I'm going to get this. I've got this little soft, delicate lace I think would look good. I'm going to try it. Yeah, and it even lets some of that peek out, so I like that. I have the purple lace, but I think purple would be too much. It's the wrong shade purple too, probably. Let me see. Oh yeah, the purples are all wrong. They're too dark. So we'll use this. We're going to, not really, yeah, we're going to grind it just a little. Get some of that color on there. Let's grind it like this. If you have something to lay it on, so you're not like literally just using your desktop and filing away a little of your desk at a time, that might help. But we're just going to file away the desk. I don't care. Okay. There. Now, you can flip it over if you like. I still think I like the white better. So I'll flip it that way. Put the grungy side down. The inked side. Okay. Now, you're going to want to start with the... Because these aren't even, I'm going to start with the top. And I'm going to pick up lace and lay it on the top piece. And then put glue back down. Okay. Because I got to work it in there where it's so that it shows outside the edges. Okay, I think like that. Yeah, I got a glue ball. Looks like snot. Okay. Back in you go. Close that up. Press it down. And you've got one pretty little piece. I love them all so much. I do. I could just do this all day, you guys. Okay, this one, I'm not really thinking I want a word, or I don't want a flower. I want maybe some pearls on it. Oh. I've got these purple ones. I think they look good. Okay, I need a gribber. I need to pick the gribber. Behave yourself. Alright, I gotta get the glue out of that, and not glue, wax out of my gribber. I try to keep it cleaned out and use fresh when I'm getting ready to use it. This came from diamond painting, this wax and the grabber, but I don't do diamond painting anymore, but I sure do use these. Okay, I'm just going to take and run, I may want a word on there. What did I do with those words? I'll put them over here. Those words. Let's find just a pretty word like lovely or something. Maybe a small word. like small font and small size, but I don't want anything too bougie or too standard. I just threw the words on the floor. It happens. I have to get down there every so often and like clean, like dig things out from under the desk. It's just part of it. I know you guys all do the same things, so. Lavenders, I like that. Okay. Inked. All right. We're going to do our glue. This stuff is so good. It's just Scotch Create glue stick. But seriously, that stuff is the bomb. Okay, we're going to decorate the left-hand side because I like that little area there. I use it quite often. Sorry, guys. I am sleepy today. Okay, I'm going to get some. I want them that size. So they're not the biggest ones in my little box. Kind of like medium-sized. Ooh, actually, no, I think I like that size better. I need 3. Okay. But these two, maybe we'll use all 5. Since I got them all out. Okay, flip them up so that they're right side up. You will do yourself a favor. You do that before you put glue down. They don't always like to flip right side up. Okay. Now, if you have Fabri-Tac and you want to use it, you can. I'm really low on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my art glitter glue. And I'm going to come in where I want them, which is right down here. Or do I want them on top? I think down here. I'm up at 5 dots. Somewhat evenly spaced. 1. Let's go to about halfway. And to the end. And come back with little dots in between. Okay. Now, we've got our 5 dots. I'm going to go ahead and put the pen back in. Because you want those to harden just a tiny bit to start drying. Okay. And get your glue or your pearl. Put the first one down. Lightly. Don't press it in yet. Get the next one. Since we did 3 and we are 3 big and 2 small. I'm putting them on like in that order. Okay. There. Okay. There we go. Now just lightly press and they're stuck. That works with the art glitter glue. It's not usually, you don't want to wiggle them too much when you first put them down because they'll move. But if you give them just a second, they dry and they stay put real well. Okay, let's make one more together. What do I think about that? I don't like it that way, and I think it's too short that way. I think it's too short. See, it's the thing. I pull out several pieces that may work, but may not, because I don't like stripes to run certain ways. Oh, we had this one that was already folded, and it's a nice size. It says thank you on this side, so we won't use that. We'll use this side. It's a good way, though, to use, like, if you get, like, this was a note someone wrote me with a swap. It's a good way to reuse those. I'm going to use this bigger one, the middle punch. Punch my corners. Flip it over. And I am thinking vintage photo. Sometimes I will use vintage photo first, and you'll see me do like what I'm doing right here, where I'm going a little wide with it. Like I'm really working it into the side, and I'll show you what I do. It just gives it like a little pop. I usually do it when I'm like, if I've got images that fussy torn or cut out. Usually don't fussy cut much, but if I've done, like, if I had a piece of, like, paper or something that was kind of bland, then I'll get a little bit of the walnut, and I don't hold it like that. I hold it straight and just hit that edge, and that really gives a pop to it, like a depth. Makes it look richer. Okay. And I like that. It kind of gives, I don't know, like a very vintage look. So, okay. Got that. I need a lace. I'm trying to use what's on my desk. Got some lace I got at my local thrift shop. I'm kind of liking this piece down here. Look at this stuff, you guys. Quarter. No, 50 cents. My bad. Sometimes the lace is a quarter. Okay, and y'all see that tape right there? We're going to use that. That would actually look cool on this. Wouldn't it? Because it's kind of old and grungy. Yeah, oh, it won't stick. I'll have to put something on to make it stick. But I think I want to use this lace on here. Nope, I don't. I just want to admire that lace. Wow. That's going to get a special spot in a journal. That would make a beautiful page edge. Okay. Off to the side you go. We need something a little less dangly. Let's get enough pieces of 8 box. Because again, you're using really short pieces here, so you do not need, you can get by with using like literally small scraps. You can see this is like tiny scraps. I love this box, you guys. I just like filling it up with stuff. Oh, I do. It's so fun to have just little pretties. I think these are all going to be a little too short. They would work good on these smaller ones, though. Let me see what else I've got down here. How would that look? That's different. That's going to be a page edge, too, but that's also going to go right there because that's cute. Okay. This stuff is adorable. This was sent in a swap, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I think it was. Okay. Let's put our glue down. It's got such a pretty vintage look to it, those hearts do. Work that straight to the edge because you want those hearts to dangle out. Okay, let's put our glue on this side. Close it. Ooh, I love that. That is cute, you guys. It really is. Look at that. They're just so cute and little tiny and vintage. Okay, I like that. Now let's find a flower. I have got one of my... I don't like either of those because it's got purple in it. Let me find my flowers. No. No. It's this one. Oh. I want something with purple in it because that's got a lot of purple and maroon. My flower box. With all my lovelies in it. I know what I want them to feel like, so I'm trying to go for feel here. I want one of the like 5-layer flowers. Nope. But I want it to have purple. Or maybe this. I think this one might work. Don't drop it. Okay. Miss Phoebes is not in here, so I can put that over in her box. She came in for a while this morning, and then she was just like, yeah, I've had enough of you. I don't like that. It needs some purple in it. I'm feeling purple. I just can't find purple. I know there's purple in here. I remember making it. And don't remember using it or giving it away yet. And yeah, I usually can remember which flowers I've made. Well, not all of them, but there's some that just stand out. You know what I mean? And sometimes you just make one, and there's one in particular I'm thinking of, and I'm like, it's perfect. But I can't find it. But it was one of my favorites, so I know I wouldn't have gotten, given it away. Sometimes I have some that I'm just like, I am not letting this one go. I'm saving it. I know I'm going to use it. There. That was what I was wanting. Right there. See? It's perfect. I'm going to flip it that way so we get some contrast. We're going to use a little bit of this. I'm using a big chunk because that's a big flower. And then I'm going to kind of fold it like that. And then when I do that, you'll see me go and stick the scissors in that fold and pull. And that creates that rough edge that we like. Okay, so we'll put that down. Put our glue on. That worked. Okay, put the cheesecloth down. Let's see. Do I want some of the gold beneath it? I might do that. I have been hoarding this gold like it's real gold. I'm just going to snip it in a few random spots. And you'll see why here in a second. Okay. It'll stick in there. That just gives it a grunge look. It just makes it grungy. Okay. Put our glue on there and smack that puppy down. Okay, now we have got it pretty much where I want it, and I think that's pretty. If you wanted to put a word on here, you could. Let's see what we've got that would fit right there. It's not what I'm thinking. Not that good. I was wanting something that kind of matched that color right there. And then I'm only going to lightly ink just the edge, because I want that contrast. Okay, I hear a helicopter out there. Okay. And guys, I'm not kidding. Are these not the simplest little things ever to make? I mean, seriously, they are so easy. You can just whip a couple of them, whip them out really quick. I mean, I fussed a little more than I normally would just in explaining it. But seriously, they're really easy. And, I mean, yeah, they're stinking adorable. Even this one that we did nothing to other than just put the lace on. It's cute. It's just cute. They just want to be used. And so then what you would do is, let me grab some paper and pretend that I have a book page. Let me grab my journal that I'm working on, because this one's actually going to go in it, and I'll show you what I'll do with it. Or actually, I may use this one. I like it. It's a little bigger. So you have your journal. You open it up. Find you a page you want to decorate. I usually try to use like these kinds of pages, like ones that have writing or something, and you would just glue it down, and then you would just take and like slide stuff in behind. You just glue the bottom, And then you can just tuck things in. It's just a tuck spot. If you don't have any writing on them, like with this one, you could actually glue it. You could glue it the other way too. But I always, for some reason, glue the lace down. I always glue it and leave that edge smooth. You could tuck it on a side tuck. There's several ways. This is not just a pretty journal, you guys. This is a pocket. I was so tickled with this. Okay, I sewed that bad boy, and I sewed it in a circle. Like, it's hard for me to sew non-straight edges. It's hard for me to sew a straight edge, period. But to sew a non-straight edge and get it to look good was a challenge. I challenged myself with this one, is what I'm saying. I even sewed 2 pages together to make a double-sided page. Look at that. I haven't touched this one in a week. Sorry, guys. But I just wanted to flip through it again. And this was like the star of this. This page right here. Y'all, it's sewed first of all. Again. But look at all of these layers of lace. I mean, is this not gorgeous? You can just flip through them. I'm going to tuck little like tidbits in there. And stuff to catch people's eye. But is that not pretty? And it took like what was not a very pretty page, and it made it a beautiful page. You can do so many things. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to work on this now. It got me back in the mood. Yes. I cannot wait to work on it tonight. Okay. All right. So tell me, do you guys like these? Are you going to make a heap? If so, look me up. Miranda McCulley on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or Sunshine and Grace. It's under both. You can find me on either or, and if you friend me on one, you will find the other one. So follow me, find me. Let's show me your makes. I love seeing your all stuff, and let me leave some love on it so that I can just, like, yeah, I just like seeing how you guys do things too. It's so much fun for me. That's part of the beauty of it, and that way we can chat and have some crafty fun. I do have subscription over on Facebook, and if you do that, you get live streams and some like extra things that I don't necessarily put out on anywhere else. So you might want to check that out. And there are some links to products that I use in the description box below. Y'all can check those out. And they are affiliate links. I do get a small commission, but you guys do not get charged any extra, and I find you the lowest price possible, so you save money in the long run, and you support this channel and help me to bring you more great projects like this. So I'm going to call these bougie tuck spots, because that's kind of what they are, but they're super simple to make and easy. You saw that we made 5 with me gabbing like a mile a minute, and they're cute and pretty. All right, guys, that is it. Y'all remember that Jesus loves you so much. He died for you. And if you don't already know that, then I would love, love, love to tell you about my precious Savior, tell you the greatest love story ever, and get you settled for all eternity. I'm sitting here looking at an Easter card that I got in the mail yesterday, and it has one of my, just like my favorite. I say this verse is like so much better than John 3:16. Everybody wants to use it, but John 3:16 isn't actually talking about what they say it's talking about, but this one is. This one says that God commendeth his love toward us, and that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. And that's the main thing, y'all. Christ died for our sins. He died to save us from them, because we can't save ourselves. And I love that verse. I just happened to look up and see it there because I stuck the card right in front of me, because, like I say, it's one of my favorite verses. But yeah, all right, I'm going to wrap it up. You guys have an absolutely wonderful day, and we will chat soon, okay? Grace and peace. Bye-bye.